The land of Aethar was dying. Once vibrant and fertile, it was now shrouded in an unnatural twilight. A creeping blight had taken root, twisting the land and its creatures into grotesque mockeries. The air hung heavy, thick with the stench of decay. Whispers of despair echoed on the wind, a constant reminder of the curse that held Aethar in its grip. The rivers, once teeming with life, now flowed sluggish and black. The trees, once proud and tall, clawed at the sky with gnarled, skeletal branches. Even the sun seemed to shy away, its light a pale ghost of its former glory. Fear had become a constant companion to the people of Aethar. They huddled in their homes, praying for salvation from the encroaching darkness. Their prayers, however, went unanswered. The blight tightened its grip, slowly strangling the life out of their world. The cause of this misery was no mystery. It was the doing of a single man, driven to madness by his own ambition. Darien Valtor, the fallen sorcerer. Darien Valtor was a shell of his former self. Gone was the proud sorcerer, confident in his power. In his place was a man broken by guilt and despair. His once vibrant eyes were now dull with sorrow, his face etched with the weight of his actions. He had sought power beyond measure, delving into forbidden magic. He had craved knowledge, seeking to unravel the secrets of life and death. He found it, but at a terrible cost. The price of his ambition was the very land he had sworn to protect. The source of Aethar's blight was not some ancient evil, but a curse of Darien's own making. In his arrogance, he had unleashed a force he could not control, a darkness that consumed everything it touched. Now, haunted by the consequences of his actions, Darien wandered the blighted lands. He was a stranger in his own home, shunned by the people he had condemned. He bore their scorn as his penance, his heart heavy with the knowledge that he was to blame. Driven by desperation and a flicker of hope, Darien sought out the Oracle of Whispering Falls. She was a being of immense power, shrouded in mystery and whispered rumors. Hers was a secluded existence, nestled deep within a cave veiled by cascading waterfalls. The Oracle confirmed what Darien already knew: the curse could be broken, but not without a terrible price. He had unleashed the darkness, and only through a sacrifice of equal magnitude could it be contained. "The abyss," the Oracle intoned, her voice echoing with ancient power. "Venture into its depths, find the dweller in the dark, bargain for your soul, and the curse upon Aethar may yet be lifted." The Oracle's words were a death sentence veiled as a prophecy. The abyss was a place of nightmares, a realm of pure chaos where reality itself frayed at the edges. To enter was to court madness. To bargain with the dweller in the dark was to invite oblivion. Armed with a flicker of hope and the weight of his sins, Darien embarked on his perilous journey. He traversed the blighted landscapes, each step a testament to his failure. The land seemed to mourn under the curse, a constant reminder of the burden he carried. The entrance to the abyss lay hidden within the ruins of an ancient temple, a place where the veil between worlds wore thin. As Darien stepped across the threshold, the air grew heavy, thick with the stench of decay and the whispers of things unseen. The abyss was a swirling vortex of darkness, where reality itself twisted and contorted. Grotesque creatures, born of nightmares and fueled by despair, stalked the shifting landscape. Each step was a battle against the encroaching madness, a test of Darien's dwindling resolve. He pressed on, driven by a desperate hope and the weight of his sins. The deeper he ventured, the more he felt the pull of the abyss, the seductive whisper of oblivion tugging at his sanity. Section 5. The Dweller in the Dark. Deeper and deeper Darien plunged into the abyss, battling not only the creatures of chaos but also his own inner demons. The whispers of his past sins echoed around him, mocking his quest for redemption. The abyss fed on his guilt, his despair, threatening to consume him entirely. Finally, he reached the heart of the abyss, a desolate plain of obsidian rock where a single monstrous figure held court. It was the Dweller in the Dark, a being of pure malevolence, its form shifting and changing like smoke in the wind. The Dweller's voice, when it spoke, was a cacophony of whispers, a chorus of the damned. It promised Darien power, it offered him oblivion, it tempted him with the chance to forget the pain of his past. But Darien had journeyed too far and seen too much to be swayed by empty promises. He knew the price of power, the seductive allure of oblivion. He had tasted those temptations and paid the price. With a heavy heart and a newfound resolve, Darien made his plea. He offered the Dweller the only thing of value he had left, his soul, in exchange for the salvation of Aethar. Section 6. The Sorcerer's Sacrifice. The Dweller in the Dark regarded Darien with amusement, its form shifting and swirling like a venomous serpent. It delighted in the despair of mortals, in the taste of their shattered hopes and dreams. "A soul for a soul," the Dweller hissed, its voice a chorus of whispers. "A life for a life. Those are the rules of the Abyss. Are you willing to pay the price, little sorcerer?" Darien didn't hesitate. "Take it," he rasped, his voice hoarse with exhaustion and despair. "Take my soul, release Aethar from this curse. That is my only desire." The Dweller laughed, a chilling sound that echoed through the emptiness of the Abyss. But it was a laugh tinged with a grudging respect. Darien had come seeking not power, not oblivion, but redemption. And in that, he had finally learned the true meaning of sacrifice. With a gesture, the Dweller in the Dark accepted Darien's offer. A wave of power, dark and terrible, washed over Darien, stripping away his life force, his very essence. The pain was unimaginable, but Darien welcomed it, for he knew that with each agonizing moment, Aethar drew closer to salvation. Section 7. A Glimmer of Hope. As Darien's life force ebbed away, a glimmer of light pierced the oppressive darkness of the Abyss. It grew in intensity, pushing back the shadows, a beacon of hope in the face of despair. The Dweller roared in anger, but it was a futile gesture. The bargain had been struck, the price paid in full. The light spread outwards from the heart of the Abyss, a cleansing fire that burned away the corruption, pushing back the blight that had held Aethar captive. The land responded with a shudder, a gasp of relief as if awakening from a terrible nightmare. The rivers ran clear once more, their waters sparkling under the reborn sun. The trees, though scarred, stretched towards the heavens with renewed vigor. The air, no longer thick with the stench of decay, carried the sweet scent of renewal. Aethar was free. Section 8. Legacy of Shadows. In the end, Darien's wish was granted. His sacrifice, born of despair and fueled by love for his homeland, had shattered the curse. He had paid the ultimate price, consigning his soul to the Abyss to save the land he had condemned. His name, once whispered with fear and hatred, became a legend, a cautionary tale whispered to children in hushed tones. He was remembered not as the sorcerer who had brought Aethar to the brink of destruction, but as the one who had given his life to save it. Statues were erected in his honor, though some still bore the marks of anger and resentment. His tale became a part of Aethar's history, a reminder of the terrible price of power and the redemptive power of sacrifice. The blight was gone, but the memory of the darkness lingered. It served as a reminder that even in the face of unimaginable suffering, there was always hope, even if it came at a terrible cost. Section 9. The Price of Redemption. Aethar flourished once more, but it was a prosperity tinged with melancholy. The people rebuilt their lives, but the memory of the curse of Darien's sacrifice continued to cast a long shadow. It became a part of their history, a reminder that even the darkest deeds could be redeemed, but not without a price. They learned to cherish the light, for they had known the darkness. They learned the value of humility, for they had witnessed the devastation wrought by arrogance. And they learned that even in the face of despair, hope could bloom anew, nurtured by the sacrifices of others. The hollow of Aethar, the epicenter of the blight, remained a desolate wasteland, a scar upon the land. It served as a silent memorial to Darien Valtor, the fallen sorcerer who had found redemption in the heart of darkness. For in the end, it was not the pursuit of power, but the willingness to sacrifice everything that truly defined a hero.